I'm still up here.
Well, I better.
All right.
Hey, River family, we're so happy to be with you today. We're
Yes, we
really
are.
excited
Amen.
as we just celebrated the 4th of July.
Hope you had a great time.
We are happy for the heat and for summertime.
Yes, we are. It is hot.
It is.
It was cool, and now it's hot. So we're okay with that.
Yeah, we are.
Today we're going to start in talking about the 4th of July from a spiritual perspective. Jesus came to set us free.
Yep.
And our celebration of the 4th of July is a remembrance of being set free from the English.
Yes.
I mean,
It's
it's
Independence
hard on
Day.
my family, but that I was set free for myself. But
It's not my Independence Day.
well, it is for the yes. All right.
I'm just teasing.
But in that, there are so many things in the natural, like putting on joy and acting in joy. And you may start out, as it says in the Word and everything else, acting it out in the flesh.
Yes.
But as you act it out in the flesh, it takes a spiritual tone and
good.
becomes spiritual.
It's
In the
important.
same way, the 4th of July is not only a national holiday in the sense that we remember the independence from the oppression of the British, but it is a season right now in which we desperately need a celebration of independence. And what are we going to celebrate our independence from?
good.
From division,
Yeah.
the spirit of division, from the spirit of anger and rage,
Yeah.
from the COVID spirit, from hopelessness, from despair, from fear. All of these different spiritual elements have had access to this land, and the reason see, the 4th of July is about this land,
Yes.
the nation,
Yes.
and what God has done, and what we're talking about is this land also, but from a different perspective, and that is Jesus came to set this land free. What do I mean by that? The premise is that Adam won the garden. God's relationship with Adam was, God made the garden, and then he said to his first son, I give it to you.
Right.
I give you the garden. The enemy stole the covenant right from Adam, so now the enemy owns the land.
Right.
And what we're going to study out and see is that through Christ, through the movement of the Spirit, Old Testament and New Testament, we regain the rights of this land.
Absolutely.
And we are to take it purposefully.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, the enemy will take it whether he owns it or not.
It's good. He said we're to possess it.
That's right. So let's look at Proverbs
Proverbs?
10:22.
Okay. It says, the blessing of the Lord makes one rich, and he adds no sorrow with it.
Amen. Now, the first thing that we're going to be challenged with, or could be challenged with, is people saying, you know what, there he is again, talking about prosperity, that prosperity teaching and everything else. Now, let's look at this. Pastor Jane and I, we have had times in which we didn't have enough.
Sure. Yeah.
And we are in seasons in which we've had plenty,
Yes.
more than we need. I prefer the plenty than the short.
Sure.
And God came and sent his son that we might be blessed.
Yes.
And his inheritance is a blessing in land, in provision. He says he owns all the gold, all the silver, all the cattle. His goal is to make a garden again on this earth, where we as his kids could come and inherit and walk in the provision that God made in the very beginning. And so my challenge to the idea that all you do is want to be blessed is that if someone is offering me something and they're poor and they're sickly, whatever they have, I don't want. That isn't a good message.
Right.
Jesus was prosperous.
Well, I think too, his goal is that we all are, as his children, all of us have the opportunity. And Jesus is the invitation.
That's right,
For
that's right.
all of us to become his children so that we can live according to the prosperity of our Father.
So as a child, I display my Father's inheritance so that
Yes.
when someone else says, wow, where did you get that? I say,
Yes.
you too can receive the
Yes,
Father.
exactly.
You too, he will bring
Yes, 'cause
and
it's
give the
not
inheritance.
about us.
No.
It's all about what Jesus did.
But it's about the Father's intent, and that is that we
Yes,
be
that's
prosperous.
excellent. That's so
that,
good.
That we have more than we need, that we look like true ambassadors of the
Absolutely.
kingdom of heaven.
Yes, and we are representing Jesus
Right.
to a world that may only see him through one context.
That's right.
That's good.
That's right. And so the challenge that we have this 4th of July
Amen.
is that we are in the position in which there are lots of attacks on our land, but we have scripturally authority over this land. And so we're going to stand in that authority, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to thank God that we're taking our territory, our land back.
Amen. God bless you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.